So do you have a favorite person that you've interviewed over the years? Obviously between the games journalist side, no clip. I mean, was there anybody that you kind of clammed up around, or somebody that you were like, I can't believe I'm interviewing this guy right
Oh
now, or
yeah, all
girl,
the
or
time
whatever.
with that. All the time with that. The first time I interviewed Tim Schafer, I got big. If you're watching the video, I got a big Monkey Island poster behind me here.
Mhm.
Um, the first time I interviewed Tim Schafer, who like now, we're Facebook friends. It's like I've interviewed him like a dozen times maybe. He's like a nice guy. That was the first game I ever completed. So the first time I met Tim Schafer, I fucking lost my brain.
Really?
But I think almost everyone I interviewed, there was this guy called John Hare who ran a company called Sensible Software, which American gamers, hardly any of their games made a dent over here, but they
Hmm.
were massive in the UK. They made Cannon Fodder, which is maybe the big one that was over here. Sensible Soccer was this huge series of games. When I met him in London in GameSpot UK, he was one of the first devs I ever interviewed. That was massive. But I think in terms of like actual like game legends that people sort of know, I think interviewing John Romero was probably that one, especially because it was weird because he lives in Ireland now. He lives in Galway.
Oh wow.
Yeah, on the West Coast. So I was just home at Christmas or summertime with my wife, and I emailed Brenda Romero, his wife, Brenda Braithwaite. She's a legend of the games industry, all in her own right. I was talking to Brenda about something, and I was like, "Can we come up and do an interview, maybe?" So my mom, my dad, my wife, and me went to Galway. We drove up, stayed in a hotel for 2 nights. I went down and interviewed John Romero. It was the fucking weirdest thing, man. To be like with your parents when you're going to interview John Romero.
Sure.
And he's like the sweetest dude. Like he's so I know he has like a cult of personality around him. Which I mean he's fucking Godfather, the first person shooter in many ways, of
Sure.
course. But like so soft spoken, calm, doesn't drink, doesn't just like so we went for lunch together and like it just always making space, just like, and in a very like authentic kind of just chill way. He's a huge fan. Like I always wondered about him because he always has like loads of Doom shit around him, right? You're
Sure.
kind of like, oh, is he just like riding the wave that was like years ago and all this sort of stuff? He's just like the world's biggest fan of Doom. Like he just really loves those games and he's proud of those games, but he's also just like he loves that shit. Like so I wonder when I got there, would it be like he's like the Doom guy? It'll be like George Broussard and Duke Nukem, and he'll just be
Sure.
like, yeah, I'm Mr. Doom or whatever. But he's just like a fanboy of the game that he worked on. It's like it's super sweet. Yeah,
That's
he's a
great.
really cool guy. He's a nice guy.
What did in your conversations with him? I'm sure you guys touched on Daikatana and how the game was gonna make me its bitch, right?
Daikatan is such a weird game because it's like there was a lot of like neat ideas in there, but it's like a soup that you boiled at the wrong temperature. It's like there was ingredients there for something interesting and good, but everything that went wrong could have gone wrong with
Well,
that. Like the marketing
yeah.
wasn't a help.
Hmm.
Yeah, like the expectation, like that was the problem. That was peak John Romero, right? So like people were like,
Yeah.
fucking, oh my god, like think about it. Years later, when Ion Storm made Deus Ex, they could have slapped John Romero's name all over that stuff. I know it was the Austin studio, but like you could have done that. By that stage, they were like, we're pulling back on this. And I know he left then, but that whole marketing thing didn't help. And then the game is just kind of like, it's not like a terrible broken mess. It's just really weird. I went back and played it maybe 6-7 years ago, and it's just like, okay, it's weird. It's weird in the way that like, Blood. Like Blood is also a weird first-person shooter.
Oh, I thought I was like,
Oh,
blood.
just like Blood.
I was like, blood is odd. Yes, necessary but odd. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm not gonna stand here and say Daikatan is a good game, but like, it's gone down as this sort of like critical failure, and I think the biggest reason is that the marketing and the where that game was the biggest delta.
Dude.
It was just
Yeah, like that. I mean, there's that infamous, the Daikatana is going to make you its bitch or something like that.
John Romero's gonna make you his
Yeah,
bitch.
that's what it was. Yeah. Like it was such a like amazing, like that straight '90s raw, like angsty
Right?
advertising. It's like it's
Dude, we're
perfect.
still talking about it in 2020,
it's
so
amazing.
clearly it was good marketing.
Like it's fascinating. The problem, but when you say that, you also kind of have to back it up and whatever.
Totally.
That's amazing. So John Romero, that's great because there's the Easter egg of him where you find his severed head, which is
he released it earlier this year, was it? Maybe the tail end of last year. I can't remember. This year's been 15 years long anyway. He released a map pack for Doom and like sold it. But it's a mod. And if you got like the special edition version of it, I think there was like a pin. I think you can still buy them on the Romero Games website. There's like a pin or like a lanyard or something of which is the head. It's like, I don't know what deal he has with Bethesda to let him do all this shit.
Amazing.
Or if they just kind of go, you know what?
Whatever.
Let's let John do his thing. But
wow.